guys? So this is an upper body session that I wanted to record a voiceover for, and what I want to do here is give you a tip or a few on each movement that I do. So to start off, I'm doing my overhead press, and my main thing with these is when you do them, you should push your head through your arms. So what most people think is an overhead press is you're just pressing the barbell or the dumbbell up. When you start out, you are basically pressing the barbell up but pushing your head through your arms. And you also want to make sure that you're keeping your elbows as straight to the ground as possible. Here I'm doing T-bar rows, and I absolutely hate these, to be honest. If you do like to do these, I would recommend to not have a lot of body language in them and make sure that your form is super strict, because I don't think you get a lot out of this movement, honestly, because I noticed as strict as I want to be, I'm still using a lot of body language here, and I think it's worth taking the time to do isolated single arm back work. Especially if you're beginning and you don't have a developed back, you might notice that your grip will take over. So here I'm doing one of my favorites. It's the isolated hammer strength row. The weight is being distributed basically to my lat and mid back. Here what I like to do is kind of lean into where I'm pulling. You can play around with your grip for these, but I like to do it underhand, and then I'll kind of keep my thumb out, and this helps me feel it a lot better in my lats. And if you can see here, that's what I'm doing, and I'd recommend to play around with your grip as well. It's totally worth it to me to do single arm work because it makes your weaker side very apparent, and by showing you this, you can work on it and actually level out your weaknesses. I think in bodybuilding especially, you want to make sure that you're not uneven, and even if it's not obvious, I think it's important because that way if you are doing something with two arms, then one side won't take over. Here I'm doing chest press, just the machine, and I love doing these now. I'm not even doing it in the video, but I go very slow on the eccentric lately, and then I push it out as hard as I can. And I think this is helping my chest hypertrophy because I'm really going slow with it and not necessarily doing a lot of weight. I think I'm doing 70 pounds now, but when I take the time to actually feel out the movement and chest working, it's more beneficial than adding a ton of weight and then kind of just trying to rep it out as fast as possible. I feel lateral raises really well, but I don't feel like I get the most I can out of doing them at the same time, the same arms at the same time. So what I love to do is do single arm kettlebell raises. I notice a lot of the time having smaller wrists and small hands, my grip takes over, and so using the kettlebell actually helps me kind of feel it out more in my actual shoulder versus my hand or my grip. And then lastly, I'm doing these plate raises. These are okay. I feel them a lot in my chest and biceps as well as my front delts. Not my favorite exercise, but I think that if you're short on time and you want to hit a lot of things at once, these might help you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I gave you a few tips to take away, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!